Good morning, my dear students. Today I will be explaining to you about the religion, the fourth part of the Roman Empire, that is the religion of the Roman Empire. When Roman Empire was on the verge of declining, which affected the life of the people and brought a sense of insecurity and pessimist outlook in the life of the lower classes and a sense of apathy among the ruling classes, men began to start searching for a relief from the suffering of the earthly pressures, and thus turned to the religious faith that promised blessings after life and some heavenly cities relief from the earthly sufferings, which will relieve them from the earthly sufferings. One such religious movement swept the Jewish community was the belief that Messiah was about to come and to deliver the mankind from sinfulness. And the Jewish people awaited momentarily for the destruction of the Roman Empire and establishing a heavenly kingdom on earth by their Messiah, which they believe is about to come. So, Saint John the Baptist recognized Jesus Christ as the Messiah. After the death of Jesus Christ, his followers created a new religion called Christianity. Early Christians set for themselves the goal of converting, the goal of carrying their faith to the people, to all men. And as a result of St. Paul's missionary work, congregations were found at Jerusalem, Antioch, Philippi, Thessalonica, Corinth, and Athens. And a tradition holds that Peter, one of the followers of Jesus Christ, evangelized Rome and was later on followed by St. Paul. Once these Christian missionaries started, propagating about their Christian religion to the people, the Christian religion had has a wider success in the eastern part than in the western part of Roman Empire, and mostly it was spread in the cities than in the villages. And the common people were obviously attracted to the Christianity by such features as humanity, its feeling for brotherhood, its caring for the poor, the widow, and the orphans. Conversion of the people to the Christian religion took place among the poor, among the slave and women. Though at all times only a few well-to-do were attracted to this new faith called Christianity. The Romans the Roman emperors were polytheists. They believed in many gods, and the Christians were against the belief of the Roman emperors, and because of which the Roman people, they started persecuting the Christians. The Roman government the Romans were normally tolerant to any kind of foreign religion. They acted basing on the principle that all gods are true, including those of the Roman gods. But the Christian insisted that the God which they believe is the only one and true God, and the other gods which the Roman people worship was regarded as pagan, and those pagan worshippers were doomed to hell if they worship those pagan gods. And because of this, it created hatred in the mind of the Roman people, and they started persecuting the Christians. The Christians, they started denouncing the persecution of the Christianity increased when the Christians, they denounced the military services. They stopped working in the military services of the Roman government, or they stopped, they stopped the gladiator contest, immorality, slavery, etc. And slowly and steadily, the secret meeting of the Christians at night and in the caves gave rise to the charges that they were engaging in immoral or they're trying to hatch a secret or conspiracy against the Roman government, trying to destroy the Roman government. And because of which, the Roman people, they started persecuting the Christians. In the beginning, in the first two centuries, the persecution of the Roman people, the persecution of the Christians was, met by the Roman, not by the Roman emperors, by the people of Rome. But later on, later in the 83rd century, persecution was taken up by the state systematically, and another one, Decius in AD 248 was the emperor of Rome. He killed and banished hundreds of Christians who refused to appear before the magistrate and make a sacrifice to the Roman gods. Another Roman Empire, Valerian, in AD 253 to AD 260, intensified the persecution of the Christians and prevent the upper Roman people, the upper classes Roman people, from joining the from converting themselves to the Christianity. Another Roman emperor, Diocletian, in AD 303, purged the army of Christians. He even burned the Christian books, removed all the Christians from the public offices, and prohibited the freeing of the Christian slaves. So these are the steps that was taken by the different Roman emperors to persecute in persecuting the Christians. But the more they try to persecute, the Christians, it gave to the Christian church a group of martyrs who considered to be the witness of their faith, and it won the new faith. It won to the new faith many adherents who objected to the persecution, and it convinced many that the Christians were indestructible and when their faith survived in spite of the persecution which was taken up by the Roman emperors themselves. Later on, Roman Emperor Calerius, when he was infected with a very fatal diseases, it was incurable, and because of which he took the help of the Christians to pray for him. And when the Christians prayed for him, he was cured from his fatal disease, and because of which he slowly and he extended the toleration towards the Christians by erecting by the edict of Calerius in AD 311. And later on again, another Roman emperor, King Constantine, when he was about to start, when he entered a war called the Battle of Malvern Bridge in AD 312, he sought the help of the Christians to pray for him, and he became victorious in this battle. And after he became victorious in this battle, he issued an edict of Milan in AD 313, which granted freedom to the worship anywhere by the Christians, and remove the legal disabilities that was imposed on the Christians, and also he ordered the restoration of all the confiscated property from the Christians. So slowly and steadily, even the Roman emperors, they started trying to support. They started extending the toleration or their support towards the Christian faith. Emperor Constantine, he became the famous supporter of the Christian faith, and he accelerated the conversion of the among the upper classes of Rome to the Christian faith. And Emperor Constantine himself took the steps to convert the peasantry who worshipped the pagan gods and goddesses to the new faith, that is the Christian religion. And he met, Emperor Constantine made the observation of Sunday as obligatory, built new churches, and dedicated the new city of Constantinople to the Blessed Virgin Mary, and granted alms to the poor congregations, exempted Christian priests from political obligations and compulsory labor compulsory labor, participate actively in church councils, and help to enforce the the decision of the Christian of these councils. And under Constantine, under Emperor Constantine, it became increasingly difficult, for anyone to believe in any other faith but only Christian, only to follow a Christian faith. Constantine's took direct step against worship. The successor of Emperor Constantine, they even take a direct step, against paganism and the worship of pagan gods, and death penalty was imposed on those who perform sacrifices to the pagan gods, and temple properties were confiscated by the state and given to the temple properties of the pagan gods of the Roman people who worship different gods were taken away from them and were given to the Christian churches, and the pagan priests were deprived to exemption and privileges, and they could not make wills or inherit properties. Finally, under Emperor Theodosius, AD 379, who ruled over, Roman Empire from the period AD 379 to 395, under Emperor Theodosius I, Christian religion became the state religion of the Roman Empire. That is in AD 392. In AD 392, Emperor Theodosius I make the Christian religion legally, as a legal religion of the Roman people. Now about the supremacy of the Roman papacy, and the papacy is referring to the office of Pope of the Catholic religion. For many years, the Bishop of Rome, they claimed supremacy over the bishops of all the people all over the world, and this claim the supremacy of the Roman bishop was based historically upon the tradition that Peter, the follower of Jesus Christ, himself has established the Rome bishopric in Roman Empire. And because of that, since this the follower of Jesus Christ, that is Saint Peter, he himself came and established the Roman bishop. They believe that they are more superior than any other bishops who follow the Catholic religion. The claims of the supremacy of the Roman papacy was bitterly contested by the Patriarch and the metropolitans of other areas. Many factors, among the fact that the Western Christians came to accept the claim of the supremacy of the Roman bishop is according to the following points. The first one is the Roman traditional position of the center as the center of the traditional empire. The second one is the removal of imperial political authority to the east after AD 339. After AD 339, the imperial political authority declined in the western part of the Roman Empire, and it was shifted to the Eastern Roman Empire. And it was actually the office of Pope, which has contributed in looking after the people who are living in western part of Rome. And the barbarian invasion, which often left the Roman bishops as the sole temporal political power in the western part of the Roman Empire. And the succession of very able bishop. Another point is the succession of the very able bishops of Rome. They were more, able. They were more, smarter and intelligent bishops who were succeeded one after another to become the bishops in Rome. And another point is the unwavering orthodoxy of the Roman bishops. They as the time passes, there were so many new, ideas or new principles were added in the, Christian principles, but the Roman papacy, which is in the city of Rome, they hold on firmly to the traditional, to the traditional belief, that is, they are still orthodox to the traditional belief, and because of that, they consider themselves more supreme than any other, Catholic bishops. Pope Leo from AD 440 to 446 met the papacy of the Roman, met the primacy of the Roman bishop effect when he persuaded the emperor Valentinian III to degree that the Rome was to be the chief seat of the ecclesiastical power for Christianity, and that the degree of the Rome bishop were to have the force on the law of the entire church. So that is all about how the Christian religion was spreaded, how the Roman changed their faith from the paganism to Christianity. So with this, I will end my lesson, and I hope you have learned something from all the points that I have explained